Today we are going over 8 grown man habits that guys learn a little too late. If you see me looking down just from time to time, I just want to make sure I got all my notes ready for y'all. So let's hop right into the video, man. This is Purpose Driven Man. The first grown man habit that guys learn a little too late is self-discipline. Yeah, man. Discipline is showing up for yourself, man. We don't give a damn what's going on at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we still got to do what we got to do in order to reach the places that we know we can reach. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy to make excuses, but it's harder to execute. And as men, bro, we got to learn that right away. Is the more that we execute, the more that we prioritize putting in the work, the more that we prioritize action over distractions, that's when we get to see the results that we want. You see what I'm saying? That's when we get to see the life that we want. That's when we get to see the life that we desire. But we got to work towards it because nobody going to do the work for us. Nobody's coming to save us. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, God can save you spiritually, but we talking about on this physical plane, bro, on earth. At the end of the day, he still wants you to put in the work. He still wants you to be disciplined. He still wants you to become him, to become that God. Because if you're not going to become that God, then how is he going to reward you? You see, it's it's about effort, and then it's about what you get when you put in the effort. That's it. So we have to put in more effort. We got to put in more energy. We got to put in more work. We got to put in more consistency. We got to put in more discipline if you're trying to get more out of life. You can't expect to get all out of life when you ain't give your all in life. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. You can't expect to get all out of life when you didn't put all in life. And you see, we different over here. We're not comparing ourselves to those that sold their soul in order to get rich, in order to get money, in order to get fame. They didn't have to go all the way in, but we're God-fearing men, so we got to go all the way in. Malik, what does it mean to sell your soul? Well, on the surface level, what that means is you trading in who God made you to be for who the world needs you to be, for who they want you to be, and they gonna give you your riches instead of God giving you your riches. So you decide what you want to do. You want to put half the work in, or you want to put all the work in. I'm putting all the work in. So because we choose to put all the work in, it's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to take some more heart, some more grit, some more hustle. Stop complaining and get to work. Stop looking for the shortcut. Stop looking for the easy way out. That's what they did over here. They did that over here. They was looking for the easy way out. How that's going to end up for them? It's not going to end up well. Number two.
Number one was right. I think that I've experienced it. I could tell this brother experienced it. Really not refining and focus on self-discipline. Because when you self-discipline, you may not have all the answers and the next steps and the vision. And you ain't got no 10-year plan. You don't know your 5-year goals, none of that, right? But you self-discipline enough to constantly keep putting the next brick in front of the next brick in front of the next brick. And what I constantly tell people that when you do that the vision the vision is already wrote in, but you'll get more understanding of the vision that you have, that God put in you when you start taking the steps. And I believe a lot of our downfalls, well, my downfall specifically, and if you can relate to this, then dope, right? I hope you can get something from it. But my self-discipline was, I think my lack of self-discipline was rooted in my lack of self-worth. I didn't really value myself as someone that could or should, or that could have, or that should have, because my perception and my perspective of the people that could, should have the things that I desired didn't look like me, right? Or they wasn't in the position I was. And that's really all belief and thoughts that I had to tear down and restructure those beliefs. But really, that's kind of where mine stemmed at. My self-discipline was really baked around my self-worth. And then when I started to respect myself more, have high self-esteem for myself more, I started to push myself to do the things that were hard and challenging. And then when I saw the fruits of my labor, it was a game changer. Because a lot of the times, if you've never had to be self-disciplined and sacrifice, then you just think that this is a waste of time and you don't even know why you're doing it. But if you know why you're doing it, and you know that there is a desired outcome from the things you're doing, and you can see what that looks like by just doing it, that will rewire your brain to then want to go chase and focus on those things because you know there's going to be fruit at the end of the road.
Maintain physical fitness. Your body is your temple. You're made in God's image. The discipline you learn in the gym transfers to other areas of your life. So when I tell y'all to work out, it ain't.
That's right. Hey, he on point. And I'm gonna let him talk. But the second one, I was always fit. And I think that's just natural genetics. And I always, I played sports and I had fit friends around me. But until I started having a disciplined regimen and I went 5 days a week, and that's when I really started to see the benefit. And I took my diet seriously, right? And I tell people all the time, physical fitness isn't just about the physical look. And I can see that he about to talk about this, but it's really about the mental fortitude that you give yourself when you're in the gym, because you're building muscle blocks, but you're also building mental blocks that would allow you to keep going and reassure you that you can continue to keep going and doing the thing that's hard.
Just about how you physically look. That's surface level. Let's dive a little deeper. What does it mean to show up consistently every single day? It means that you begin to build fortitude. Woo. You see what I'm saying? You begin to build an attitude of fortitude. You start to see results in yourself, but that starts with the mindset. So yeah, we working out. It ain't just so you could be buff and dumb and big. No. What Cat Williams? No. No, it's not about that. It's about the mindset that no matter what, we showing up, no matter what, we putting in the work.
That's right.
You feel me, G? So we got to put in the work because we got that proper mindset. We believe in ourselves, so we showing up every single day and we working towards feeling our best, because when we feel our best, we look our best. When we look our best, we feel our best. But on top of that, it's the mindset. It's the mindset to.
And I ain't gonna lie, even when you're going through hard stuff, the gym is actually your savior, right? The gym is actually the one thing that has saved me time and time again when life was kicking my butt. I never missed the gym. Even when I was financially strapped, I figure out $30 a month to make sure I went to the gym. I even stopped working out with my trainer because I couldn't afford it no more. When I started working out with a group of guys that were just ambitious as I was, but that allowed me to just keep going through whatever you're going through. That gym is going to allow you to keep going with peace.
To do what? To give it your best. So it's mind over matter. It's mind over body. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people you see online on Instagram and stuff like that, all they focused on is the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they looking at IG models, who built their body up, or who bought their body, or we looking at guys who probably taking steroids, and you comparing yourself to these people. It ain't about comparing yourself. It's about being the best you that you can be and showing up for yourself and actually just working out so you can feel a sense of.
That's right. The gym ain't about nobody but you in them weights. I worked out with a group of guys where I wasn't the strongest and I wasn't competing with them. I was competing with myself. I was competing with the version of myself from the last time we was in the gym to see if I can outdo him, not outdo the next person. Because we all got different journeys. We all got different body types, but it's about you, not about you and what you could do compared to somebody else.
Health. So you can have that good mindset. You see what I'm saying? So it's about the mindset that you build by going to the gym consistently. So that's important. Everybody can go to the gym, but you got to understand why you going.
That's right.
So the third grown man habit that guys learn too late is to be a leader and not a follower. And when I was in the 3rd grade, my mom was talking to me and she was like, yo, you could be a follower if you want. Somebody tell you to jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off a bridge with them? Or are you gonna forge your own path and lead your own path and do your own thing? And ever since she said that, I'm talking about 3rd grade, ever since she said that, something switched in me. I said, damn, I'm a leader. I'm gonna make my own decisions. I'm not gonna do things for other people. And I've been on that wave ever since. I've been on that wave ever since, and it rings truer today, where it's like, bro, I'm a leader, dog.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
need to follow nobody. I don't need to follow nobody wave. I could be inspired.
That's right. Definitely inspired. I definitely experienced being a follower at one point in time in my life. And I think I was just more easily influenced by my environment and by the people that were around me. So I was doing the things that they were doing, which was getting in trouble, doing stupid stuff. And I was more of a follower in that stance. But when I became a leader is when I just started to believe in myself. I didn't need to be in a part of no gangs. I didn't need to be a part of no organizations. I was me standing with me. And if you was gonna follow me, then let's roll. And I even seen that today. I've seen it on both sides, right? I've lived the worldly life where I was the leader and all of my friends follow me doing worldly stuff. And now that I'm on a more Christ-like life, following God and his ways and his commandments and the things that he's told us to do, I'm a leader on that side as well too. And I didn't even think that would translate, to be honest, over to the Christ-like side. But when you're a leader, it don't matter where you at, it don't matter what room you in, people will easily identify a leader. And so you can't fake being a leader, right? Because real leaders lead. Real leaders lead by example. Real leaders don't need people to follow them. Real leaders don't need people to affirm and approve of the things that they want to do for their lives. My friends tell me this all the time. When we was in school, I was doing things that most of the students in college wasn't. I was doing studies abroad. I was traveling the world. I was working co-ops. I was taking semester off to work for Fortune 500 companies. I was leaving every summer doing co-ops. Like I was traveling internationally, and I was doing that all by myself. I didn't have a friend to tag along. And what that taught me, and I didn't, in hindsight, right, I didn't know what was happening, but what was happening is that I was shaping and refining my leadership to be able to stand on my own and make decisions for the life that God has given me versus being and relying on other people to make decisions for my life.
It's all about being inspired by people. But when I was in the third grade, dude, this is my story. I'm trying to tell you, bro, I only needed to hear one line. You want to be a leader or you want to be a follower? So I'm going to leave you with this one line. You want to be a leader or you want to be a follower? If somebody tell you to jump off a bridge, are you going to do it? Hell nah.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's time to take your power back, G, and it's time to say, you know what? This is my life. Kick your legs up and live the life that you need to live. Make decisions that you need to make for your life. There's too many people that dictate in your life. There's too many people who think they have stock in your life.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? They think that they have say in what you do. No. It's your life. You could take opinions into account, but that's it. You an adult. You got to make the decisions and you got to live with it. It's not their life. They already had their life. Let me repeat it one more time. They already had their life.
If you can tell me your exact cost per lead, but have no idea what your follow-up conversion rate is, this video.
To that point, when he talked about you can take people's opinions into consideration, but know that it's still your decision, that is absolutely true. And what you can't do when people give you their opinions is get mad at them when things when things don't go your way. It ain't their fault. They didn't make you do it. You chose to listen to that information. You chose to accept it as truth and make a decision based off what they told you. And so even in that scenario, when you listen to people and things don't go your way, you have to take accountability for the decisions you make and not say, oh man, what's his name told me that was a good idea. He did tell you it was a good idea, but he ain't forced you to do it. You did it. And so you got to take accountability to know that, okay, maybe I need to be more thoughtful in my decision making. Maybe I need to ask more questions. Maybe I need to gain more understanding. Maybe I need to think through all the risk in the world, the thing that I'm about to go do and say. And if I'm okay with it, then let's roll. But if I'm not, then no, we ain't doing that. I'm gonna take what you said into consideration, and then I'm gonna make a decision what's best for me and my family.
They already had their life. I'm building my life. This is my life. So I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm gonna down this hill that I build. I'm gonna down the hill that I make, because it's my life. So you make the final decisions in your life now. Stop asking people, what would you do? No, what would you do? It's your life.
Oh man, I'm about to tell y'all a quick story. Hopefully it's quick. At one point in time in my life, I had to probably be mid-20s. And I was just trying to figure out life, man. Like I didn't really have all the answers. I didn't have a path. I had goals, but I didn't know how to achieve those goals, right? And I'm sure many people have been in this state in their life where it's like it's too many forks in a road, and you just trying to figure out which one to go down. And you haven't. I at this point in my life, I didn't come to a place of being able to make decisive decisions and just be okay with the outcomes. So I was doubting the decisions I was making, and I was constantly seeking other people's opinions. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it took one person to give me feedback on this, and it changed my whole outlook. And the feedback they gave me, and it was actually my barber, he said, don't listen to anybody that isn't living the life you want to live. So basically, don't listen to anybody that ain't bearing the fruit you want to bear. If they, like, everybody can tell you how to do something, everybody got an answer, everybody can give you an opinion, but what have you done? Have you done it and executed the thing you're telling me to do, or you just hypothesizing and you're just regurgitating what you've heard in a book, or regurgitating what you heard on a podcast, or regurgitating what you heard on a YouTube? And so now my wife knows this. I weigh everything. And when I say I weigh everything, I'm constantly weighing the feedback that I'm getting from people to understand if this is somebody I should be listening to. I'm literally putting it on a scale. Is this somebody that has bear fruit in their life that I want to bear? If not, then it's just in one ear and not the other one. And I'm gonna say thank you for that. And then the moment I walk away, I'm gonna tell myself to throw that away. Because obviously you cannot tell me anything about a marriage when you ain't married and you ain't living a godly marriage. So, and I'm not saying you can't listen to people that have failed, because that's good insight as well too. But I'm just really, really mindful to listen to people that is trying to give me advice on how I should live my life when you don't even live it that way.
Now we're going on to number 4. It's important to invest in yourself. It's important to invest in you. That's it. Invest in you.
That's right.
We can invest in all these other things. We can invest in all these other things. We can invest in fast food. We can invest in all these other things. We can invest in buying new shoes and stuff like that. And all these companies that don't care about you. If you die today, they won't give a damn. Or do you want to be a consumer in your life, or do you want to be a producer in your life? There's a difference. A consumer means you just consume things. You just always consuming. You consuming TV shows, you consuming YouTube, you consuming. See, I don't make these videos so you could just consume it. I make these videos so you could go out there and actually live it. I want to see change happen in your real life. I want to see you actually evolve. I want to see you actually become the person that you was created to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's my wish for you. That's my dream for you. Is that, okay, you can watch my video sitting down, but then you stand up and you get to effing work. You stand up and you actually make it happen. You stand up and you go out into the world and you show them, hey, I'm that dude, bro. I'm fired up. You see what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying, bro? So that's investing in yourself. So you can watch a YouTube video, but when you actually get to work, now that YouTube video is an investment. It's not wasted time. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Yeah. When you start to read books, if you don't apply what the knowledge is saying in the books, you're wasting your time. It's just entertainment. You might as well just watch the movie, G. But when you take the information in the book and you apply it to your real life, that's no longer just reading books. It's an investment. How many more things can we have in our life that's investments? You see what I'm saying? See, when I spend time with family, When I spend time with family that I love, that's an investment because it richly blesses my soul. So you can spend time with loved ones. That's an investment. You have to look at things as investments. If you're not getting something out of what you're doing, then there's no point in actually doing it. There's no point in actually doing it. And there's a lot of y'all doing a lot of things that's not adding no value into your life. It has to add value into your life, because I know you're adding value into other people's lives. You're adding value into other things. You're adding value to these companies. When you're buying new clothes or whatever, you buying all these different things. You're bringing up your money. You're adding monetary value that way. Or you watching Netflix. Not only are you giving them monetary value, but you giving them your time. You giving them your time that you can't get back. And we know time is more valuable than money, G. Because once it's gone, it's gone. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So spend your time wisely. Invest in yourself.
I agree. You definitely got to invest in yourself. And investing in yourself could look like different things at different phases of your life. And so no matter where you at, you should be constantly thinking about, how can I get better? Right? How can I have continuous improvement? What are the things that I could improve on and refine, make some improvements? How can I be a better talker? How can I dress better? How can I better articulate my words? There are many of things that we all got that we can improve on. You just haven't assessed them. And so when you talk about, everything is an investment. Absolutely. I always ask myself this, what's the return on the investment? And the return on investment doesn't have to be monetary, right? It doesn't have to be making money, but it has to be a return. It has to be an ROI. If I have this relationship with this person, what is the return on my investment? Are they helping me or are they hurting me, right? If I'm going to go spend time at this specific networking event, is this an opportunity for me to connect, or I'm just here wasting my time, not going to take advantage of the opportunity? And so I'm always considering, what's the ROI, right? I'm not doing things that don't have a return on its investment. If I'm reading the book, right? If you want to get better, this is something you should hold true and dear to your life, is that when you hear things and when you accept things as truth, which means that I agree with the feedback and I agree with the feedback. And if you agree with the feedback, then it should be instantaneously. And I know, right, everybody's different, but what has worked for me is that I've instantaneously accept things as truth once I agree with them. And I just automatically implement them to my life. So for example, when my barber told me, hey, stop listening to people that ain't been where you've been, literally instantly, I was like, oh, I get that. And I agree with that. And that is good advice. And I'm going to accept that into who I am. And now I'm someone that don't listen to people who hasn't done the things that they're telling me about, because there's no point. I'm wasting my time.
Things that will pour back into you. Number 5, be more decisive. How do we do that, Malik? 3-step process: assess, decide, and then act. Ain't no more wallowing around. Ain't no more, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Y'all got to figure this out, dog. Assess the situation. You see what I'm saying? Assess the situation.
Don't let your book fall behind. The audiobook market is growing fast. Hi.
Go ahead and make a decision and then act on it. The worst that can happen is that it doesn't work. That's fine. We take L's all the time. Lessons. We take lessons every day. We're not perfect. That's okay. That's okay. We're not Yahweh. We're not perfect. That's okay. But you still gotta move, bro. See, we never know if it's gonna pay off if we don't actually do it. We never know if it's gonna pay off if we don't actually move. Y'all not moving, you stagnant. You ain't filming no video. Why you not moving? See, I'm stagnant right here because I'm filming a video. You know what I'm saying? After the video, I'm moving. After the video, I'm working out. I got my headphones on already. I'm ready. I had to put it on. I said, man, hey, listen, man, I need to listen to my music. I'm jamming out. The sun is out. I'm feeling great. See, what are we really accomplishing? What are we really trying to do in this world, bro? Are we really going for it, or are we just half going for it? And there's a lot of times you don't know if you really want it, so you're not really decisive, you're not really sure, so you're not really making actionable steps. But as a man, you got to listen to me right here, right now. Nobody's gonna make decisions for you. And sometimes y'all paralyze yourself. You paralyze yourself because you're thinking about all the things that could go wrong instead of thinking about what can go right.
That's right.
And if I just move and if I just keep going, I know I'm gonna reach some type of. Let me tell y'all this right now. I don't give a damn what you're going for in life. I don't care. Watch this right here. If you don't quit, you're gonna make it. That's it. It's that simple. So make a decision, decide, act, and act, and act, and act, and act. Every day you act. Every Monday you act. Every Tuesday you act. Every Wednesday you act towards that goal. You act towards that decision that you made. And you're gonna get the results that you're looking for once you do that. I promise you that. Let's go to the next one, man.
I agree. We can't get caught up in making perfect decisions. We cannot get caught up in overanalyzing. You have to assess the information you have today, right? You can do some forecasting, you can do some future thought, but assess what you got right now and make a decision and be okay with however the decision turn out. Because guess what? If the decision work in your favor, you keep going down that path. If the decision doesn't work in your favor, you guess what? I'm going to bust a left and then bust another right to get back on the right path. And I'm going to iterate and I'm going to refine it and I'm going to get back on the path that I need to be on. But if I never make a decision, I'll just stay still. I'm going to be at 0 for the rest of my life because I never wanted to take the first step or the second step or the third step. Or, you know what, I made the third step and it got hard. And you know what, it didn't work out. So I'm going to quit and don't keep making no more steps. But guess what? That fifth step may be the step you needed. But instead, you didn't want to go to the fourth step. You stopped at the third step. But the fourth step was going to be the thing that helped. It was going to be the thing that actually gave you deeper understanding, was going to be the thing that actually gave you more opportunities, was going to be the thing that helped refine the vision for the thing that you were actually trying to accomplish, but you stopped too early. He right. As long as you don't stop, you're going to be all right.
Number 6, have strong boundaries. Stand up for what you believe in and don't let anybody disrespect you or your loved ones. Some of y'all soft. Let's just call it what it is. And I mean that with a lot of love. You know, we family over here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no toxic masculinity over here. None of that. I don't believe in that stuff. I believe in leading with love. I believe in leading in righteousness. I believe in leading with God's word. But I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Some of y'all soft. Don't let nobody disrespect you. Stand up for yourself. Don't let nobody disrespect your family. Stand up for your family. Stand up for your loved ones. Stand up for your people. Because the truth is, if you don't stand up for yourself, nobody gonna stand up for you. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of y'all believe in certain things and then you start to do other things because of peer pressure. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy to me why we fold. Because of other people's beliefs, because of society's expectations on us, we fold. You got to make decisions for you. You got to pray about it. You got to make decisions for your family. It's a personal decision. A lot of things you make, personal decisions. And we not fazed by what you think or what you think or what you think. I'm going to stand up for what I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to stand up for what I believe. And as long as I ain't hurting nobody, as long as I'm staying to myself, you know what I'm saying? I should be able to do that. You see what I'm saying, bro? Don't let nobody peer pressure you into a box. Don't let nobody peer pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do. Once you do that, you lose your freedom. Once you do that, you lose the power that God has given you to make decisions. As long as it ain't hurting nobody, you deserve to make the decisions that you want to make. So you got to stand on that. And like I said, on top of that, don't allow disrespect. Set those boundaries. Set those boundaries for friends and peers that don't really deserve to be in your life. They not trying to elevate their life. Why are they around you? You trying to elevate. You don't got time to babysit nobody. What's wrong with you? People got to be on your same level. People got to be on your same energy. People got to want it as bad as you. You feel what I'm saying, bro? I can't be around people that's not trying to elevate. That's not trying to self-improve. That man, get that out of here, man.
Yeah, he right. Setting boundaries. What setting boundaries will do is that it will help you to understand who is friend or who is foe, who's for me, who's against me. And it may not be, sometimes it's intentional, you know, somebody really intentionally against you. It's just sometimes These people just don't align with your life no more. But if you don't set the boundaries to say, hey, I'm no longer doing that, y'all. And if y'all can't accept me for no longer doing it, then maybe we ain't as tight as I thought. Maybe y'all don't love me as much as I thought. Maybe we're not as close as I thought, right? So for example, there has been many shifts in my life over the last decade, and where I just had to set new boundaries with my friends. Like, these are friends I've been friends with for almost over 2 decades. The first one was drinking. I remember when I stopped drinking at the prime time career. I had to been 23, 24, something like that. And I just made a decision. I was like, man, the reason I made the decision because I felt like it was childish and it was immature for me to only be able to socialize if there was alcohol in the room. If not, right, I didn't have the same courage. If not, I didn't have the same, just courage and ability to go socialize with people. And I just thought that was whack. And so I challenged myself and I overcame that. And I no longer drink, right? I remember I changed my diet from eating meat to being a vegan. I remember when I stopped, going on the boys' vacations because I knew I wanted a wife. And I knew I needed to change my behaviors in order to have the wife that I wanted for me, the one that God has for me. And so I set those boundaries, and people going, your friends gonna be your friends, and your friends gonna crack jokes, and it's gonna be funny. But most of the time, the people that truly love you, even after the jokes, they're gonna support you, right? And then most of the time, when they see you changing, if they really your friend, they're gonna reflect and say, you know what, maybe I need to get my stuff together. And so this is why you can't be a follower in this world, because you will follow somebody down the wrong path. You'll follow somebody down a path that they have for their life. And then you get mad at them because you follow them down their path when you should be leading your own path, right? Everybody should be leading their own path. And if we align, then let's go that way. But if we don't, I'm going to catch y'all at the finish line. And I hope y'all get there.
Number 7, possess unwavering confidence, not arrogance, but deep belief in your worth and abilities. It's magnetic. I'm outside right now. You don't think people around here, people walking back and forth, people working outside, people looking at me. I'm confident. It doesn't mean I'm better than anybody. It doesn't mean that I'm cocky. It means that I'm confident in my abilities to perform. I'm confident in my abilities to do what I'm good at, to do what God blessed me to do. I'm confident in me. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in the man that God made me to be. And y'all got to be confident in yourselves. If I told y'all to go out in public and record a video in front of 100 people, could y'all do it?
Most people
Probably
can.
not. That has to change. And how do you do that? Start sparking conversations with people in public. If you're going out to buy groceries, start sparking conversation with the person that's ringing up your groceries. They are a human being. They're not an NPC. Start talking to people, right? Start acknowledging people. You see what I'm saying? Because how we expect people to acknowledge us if we don't acknowledge them? You see, we can't blame people for acting a certain way when you act that way too. We got to be the ones to break the cycle. Introduce yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no reason for you to be scared talking to somebody. They scared too, bro. Period. They scared too. Okay.
Think about this. The thing that you're most confident in is the thing that you can do with your eyes closed. Right? That's the thing you usually most confident in is the thing you can do with your eyes closed, the thing you can do without even thinking about it, the thing that you just could do at will, right? And that's usually because you have been doing it for so long. You have, so many reps doing that thing. Now it's become natural. So don't think that you haven't had to go through this process before. This is the natural process and evolution of being confident. You be confident in something through execution. The more you execute, the more you do something, the more confident you are in doing that thing. Right? The first time you do public speaking, you nervous, you sweating. The 10th time you doing, you up there confident. You personable. You showing your character. You're making people laugh. You're charismatic. But that comes through execution. So anything you want to be confident in, right? It doesn't just, you don't just show up with confidence and just say, oh, I got my confidence on today, right? No, you just constantly do the thing and then you become confident. If you want to be a better public speaker, you just do more speaking. If you want to be better at socializing, you just socialize more. And then eventually you get confident at it because you're good at it through execution.
Number 8, God.
Gotta have
Yahweh.
God.
It's important to have faith. I ain't gonna tell you what to believe in. That's not what this channel is about. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. If you don't got a relationship with God, life is gonna be tough for you. Ooh. You know, me personally, I look at a lot of the greats, a lot of the great prophets, whether it's King David, and you know, I just read these stories, man, and I try to understand and get a better grasp for the type of man that I need to be. And the type of man I need to be is a God-fearing man. I tell you that right now. Without God, I wouldn't be here right now. Without God, I wouldn't be half the man that I am. I wouldn't be no man at all. I wouldn't even be here. Period. So it's important to have a relationship with God, because when things go wrong, God can help you make things go right. When things not going your way, God can make you hop on his plan and make it Yahweh. I don't think y'all heard me. When things not going your way, when you have a relationship with God, you can hop on his plan and it becomes Yahweh.
That's called.
You feel what I'm saying? So praise to the Lord, praise to God. And it's important to build a relationship with God. There's many low points in my life where I looked at God and he was there for me. And what's important as men, when we become successful and we begin to reach the goals that we actually want for ourselves, we got to also turn to God when we there too. We got to turn to God when we make our dreams and goals come true, because it wouldn't have came true without him. And the problem is, this is my theory, there's a lot of rich people in the world, and the reason why there's not more rich people is because God has realized that a lot of these rich folk, once they're rich, they forgot all about me. Once they're rich, they run the money and not me. And that's why money's so hard for people. You know, it's important to understand, no matter how much money you got, it's God that gave it to you. No matter how successful you are, it's God that gave you that.
That's right.
No matter how powerful you are, it's God that gave you that. No matter what platform you have, it's God that gave you that. It's God that gave me for purpose-driven man. Yeah, I turned on the camera, I turned on the video, but if that man gave me life, then he has given me everything that comes with life. The ups, the downs, the whole experience, because he put me here. So shout out to him. Number 9.
Man, absolutely. Everything he said, I agree with. You know, God has been my saving grace. I'm even a more advocate for God now because I know what he did for me. So I know if he did it for me, he can for sure do it for you. And I live a life of just being a better steward for God and being a better steward of the things he's given me, because ain't none of this mine. This camera I'm looking at, this computer, this desktop, this home I'm in, my wife, the children I will have, my family. I'm blessed enough to have it, but it ain't mine. I'm just here to be a better steward over the things that he has given me. And I'm clear, it's none of me. It's none of me. I'm not that good. It's all God.
A grown man habit that guys learn too late. You need to communicate more assertively, not aggressively, not passive. You express your needs and wants directly and respectfully. It's important to understand that we don't want people to just listen to us and hear us. We want people to understand us. So when I tell y'all that I want y'all to be successful and you guys have to do A, B, and C, I'm not gonna say, well, you know, maybe you'll be successful if you do this. And no, I know you'll be successful when you put in discipline and consistency. It's about how you enunciate your words and how you pronunciate your words. But most importantly, it's about, do you believe what you're saying? I believe it because I see it. I've reached a particular level of success because of the goals that I set for myself. And once I became more disciplined.
Man, when you believe it because you can see it, like It hasn't happened yet in real time. But when you can see something, your level of belief and confidence in that thing, it goes through the roof, right? Because you know that, and most of the time, I believe this is a challenge for a lot of people because they can't see the thing they're trying to obtain. So their belief system is off because they can't see themselves obtaining it, or they can't see the thing that they're trying to obtain. But when God has given you that ability to have vision and see the thing that you're trying to go after, nobody can stop you. Because nobody opinion can shift and shake and modify the vision that God gave you. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Disciplined and consistent, then I started to see it. So I believe when I say that, and because I believe what I say, I come off more assertive. I come off more real. I come off more genuine. I come off more authentic. So at the end of the day, these are the behaviors that y'all got to be doing. You can't be passive. You can't let people just talk all over you. You can't be whispering. Huh? I was just what? I think about going to the gym. You thinking about going to the gym and you whispering it? You're not going. But when you start to speak to yourself, you say, I am going to the gym. I am going to work out. Oh, it's a whole different feeling.
That's right.
It's a whole different feeling. And I don't know about you, but this is a whole different video. This is top tier, cream of the crop. I know this changed somebody's life. I know this going to inspire you to go hard. I know that y'all needed to hear this. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching.
Yeah, this was good. I agree with, I know it said 8, but it was actually 9. I agree with every 9 of those. As a man, you know, if you don't have those 9, then you should just be trying to just work at the next one. You don't got to get all 9 of them at the same time, but, you know, work on identify the things you have, right? Refine those and just add one more. Just add one more. Right. And then when you add one more and you get that one down, add one more, add another one until you get all 9, because it's a journey, right? I didn't get all 9 of those things at one time. I just started to identify the things that I was lacking, my lack of assertiveness, my lack of being able to make decisive decisions, my lack of faith. These are things that happen by just doing the next thing. And so I implore y'all, work on these things, but don't overburden yourself with trying to get them all 9 at the same time. Just work on one. And then eventually you'll look up and have all 9. And what I can say this will do for you is that it's going to create a level of peace, a level of certainty, a level of understanding, a level of wisdom. You're going to operate from less of a lack of desperation, fear, doubt. And you're going to operate with a level of certainty, knowing that things will work out. Even in the midst of challenges, and even in the midst of obstacles, even in the midst of things kicking your butt, you're going to know for certain that with all the 9 of these, and the main one is especially God, He going to get me through whatever, however, no matter the way, no matter what route I got to take, if I got to go down and come back up, or if I'm going to go straight up, it's going to work its way out. And so I implore you all, work on them. Because I remember when I was at a place of not having it, and I say this, you know, not lightly, but I felt like I was always depressed and always like, you know, having anxiety and kind of on this emotional roller coaster of doubting myself and fear and uncertainty and not knowing if I really wanted to continue. And it was a dark place. But when you start to, you know, just do one thing at a time, or when you start to just move towards the light, things get better. Right? I don't care what scenario you in. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care if it feels like nobody can get you out of it. I know God can. That's for certain.